Good evening, everyone. This is my TED Talk. My name is Emma Stobble, and I'm going to be talking about plastic in our oceans. You know, I never really thought until this year much about plastic in our oceans. I just kind of figured there was other people that were responsible for help cleaning that up and, helping reduce the amount that's in the water, but I never realized how much we pollute our waters. And it's small things. So in the year 2015, it was between 10 and 20 million tons of plastics and trash in our oceans. It was 5.25 trillion number of plastic particles by the end of 2018 that was found in our oceans that we got out. That's not talking about the stuff that we didn't get out. We got out 5.25 trillion tons of plastic and garbage out of our oceans. And yet there's still so much left in our oceans. And every year we spend a mean average of $13 billion to help clean out the oceans and to help with restoring the marine life that is being harmed or going endangered or being killed due to so many plastics in our waters, so many carcinogens, everything that just kind of adds up. It's putting a shock to ecosystems, it's ending and killing biodiversity, and it is certain species are going extinct due to how much trash is going into the oceans. So first, I'd like to start off with just to kind of warm up. I'm sure you guys someone's been to the beach, and let's say your family scheduled a boat tour. So you go out on a boat and you have your tour guide and your family's with you, and you're just kind of looking in the water, you're taking pictures. In the pictures you don't really see anything, you just see the scenery, you see the water, you might see some greenery or wherever you are. Well, in those pictures, you might be able to see a few little spots in the water, and that's probably going to be some type of trash or plastic. And you might see one or two pieces here and there, and you're like, oh, no big deal, it's just a few pieces. Well, over time, those pieces kind of add up, and it's polluting different ecosystems and different marine species that are living in that area. And you may think, oh, well, I'm just seeing these little pieces of plastic in this part of the ocean, like it's just here, and there's not a lot, I don't see a lot, yada, yada, yada. Well, there are storms, tropical storms, there's tsunamis, there's hurricanes, and through those winds and all that, that kind of takes the trash that's over there and kind of maybe moves it over here, moves it over there. And these storms, they destroy houses and big buildings. So whenever the winds pick up, signs will fall down, or there's just trash going everywhere because all these trash cans are flying in the air because, something's happening. Well, this is polluting, our water. So that can kind of also contribute. So it's not just us littering. It can be like natural disasters, but we are the ones to blame because, those objects that are going into the ocean is something that we had. And you may think, plastic in the ocean, it's like you see these pictures online and it's like this water, there's like water bottles everywhere, trash bags, you can't even see the bottom of the water, like the floor, like you just see, oil in the water. And yeah, that's like when it gets super extreme. But if we don't do something now, almost every freshwater source or saltwater source will probably end up looking like that if we don't start to crack down, because as of right now, our earth is dying. We have all these organizations, we have such high social class people and just so many known people, saying, oh, we should recycle, we should do this, we should do that. And we're like, oh yeah, okay, we do it a few times and we get back to what we were doing before. So it's like we're not even taking it seriously. And this is such a hazardous thing. We should not be playing around with trashing our oceans, because we're not going to have anything left if we keep this up. So I do have a few examples of things that could be found in the ocean. It could be pretty much anything, and I'll go into deeper details about like what kind of plastics we can find in the ocean and how long certain things can last in the ocean. So first I would like to give my example number 1, which is a water bottle. I'm pretty sure we kind of figured this, but you don't really think about it. Like, yeah, like it's not a very big bottle, so you think, okay, maybe a few years it'll go by, it'll be decomposed and everything, but like these caps are so hard and so concentrated. The caps tend to last longer than the actual bottle in the water, so you may think that you'll be fine if you just throw it in the water, it'll go away. No, it's not going to. Another example would actually be a deodorant bottle. There's a material in here that is able to last up to 60 years in water. It's not water soluble, so it doesn't just dissolve in water. It just kind of sits there, and when the sun is beaming on this piece of plastic, it's releasing these little particles that are part of this into the water, and these fish are breathing it in, they're consuming it. And so then whenever the bigger fish come, they come in to consume the smaller fish, and those bigger fish are also consuming this as well. So eventually both species are going to die off because they were affected by the plastics. This isn't plastic, this is considered trash, but these are heavily found in oceans and just in trash in general. Are hair ties. These are really dangerous because they can get wrapped around different marine life's necks or legs, arms. It can just get caught and it can suffocate them, and they'll just end up dying. Another thing that's similar to this is, you may know this, is whenever you buy, like, let's say like Coke bottles and they have that little plastic wrap keeping them all together, seals, penguins, and sea turtles all tend to get stuck in those, and they'll suffocate, or they'll live with those for the rest of their life, and they'll leave like tremendous cuts and gashes on their necks, and it'll just really injure them. You probably wouldn't think of this, but chargers, these are made of plastic. These last up to 25 years in the water. And whenever the sun beams on these, it releases different particles, which can also affect different marine life. This is something, now you probably know it's a plastic bag, so but there are ways we can help kind of reduce this. This is actually a bag I bought. This is a recycled bag, so it's made out of recycled paper and recycled plastic. So if you buy bags like this, it'll really help the environment and cause less pollution. Another way that we can be a little more environmentally friendly is, let's say you go to the grocery store, and instead of getting plastic bags, you can bring your own bags, so that whenever you're checking out, you can just give the cashier your bag and they'll put it in there, and they won't have to use so many plastic bags. So now I kind of want to go a little bit more into the kinds of plastics that you can find in certain particles of plastic. There's HDPE. This is in like milk jugs, water jugs, juice containers, bleach, detergent, shampoo bottles, and garbage bags, and yogurt, and like big basin tubs, the big plastic ones they use for moving. So this is something that is really potent. It's found in almost every single piece of plastic, and it is called HDPE. It's high density polyethylene. So that one is kind of more of like the stronger one. That's one that's going to last a little longer. There's PET or PETE, that's what it stands for. It's used in soft drinks, juice boxes, water, mouthwash, peanut butter, salad dressing. It's in all those containers. And what is very interesting is that whenever you're in the car in the grocery store coming home, whenever those plastic bottles are in the sun, sometimes it can kind of release different particles from that plastic into your food that you're going to be consuming. Also, if you leave a water bottle in the sun, it's like the same thing that happens in the ocean. You know, that sun heats up that plastic and then it goes into the water. Same thing happens. It's in the ocean, heats up, goes into the ocean, goes into the different organisms that live into the ocean. There's DEHP, which is an endocrine disruptor that mimics the female hormone estrogen and has been strongly linked to asthma and allergies in children. That's why, like, some things sometimes you see on TV, it'll be like, oh, if you consume such and such when you're pregnant, you might be a reward for $3,000 because it has been linked to children being born with like a certain cancer or something. So that's like that. It's like a threat. There's vinyl or PVC. This is used in toys, clear food, non-food packaging, like cling wrap. So that's why, like, certain things for babies, it'll say like on the label to be like, please don't give this toy to baby 3 years or younger because you could be at risk of yada yada yada. So same thing. And then there's LDPE, which is low density polyethylene. It's used in grocery store, dry cleaning, bread, frozen food bags, plastic bags. So this is more of like the plastic bag type thing. And you would be surprised. Almost, I think it was 70% of the trash that was found in the ocean was all plastic bags, like grocery bags, you know, bags you get your food and like to-go food. That's all found in the ocean. So then we move into ways we can help reduce this in the ocean. We can stop buying water bottles. We don't need water bottles. There are so many things that have come out. There are things you fill up with water, and there's the built-in filter inside, and so whenever you put the water in, there's already filters and you just pour it out. This would save 2 loops of the earth being wrapped around water bottles. So in 2017, the earth could have been wrapped around twice with water bottles like this going all the way around the world twice because we had so many water bottles. So that could reduce all that. Let's see. We can cook more. We can stop buying so much processed foods that is found in like plastic packaging from the store. We can stop buying all this microwave stuff. We can stop going out so much and bringing back to-go boxes that are eventually going to go into the trash can, out the recycling bin. We can just cook more, more natural organic things so that we're not consuming such carcinogens possibly. You can bring your own garment back to the dry cleaner or the grocery store, like I said before. And then most importantly is just to recycle. You know, it does not take a lot. You literally look for the little triangle at the bottom, wherever it is, and you recycle it. It's very important that you don't throw plastic bottles away in the trash can because it could possibly be put into our oceans. So that was just kind of my little mini like research that I did. There's still a lot more I want to learn about. I'm not done researching about this even though my project is finished. I still want to learn more about plastics in our oceans and how, you know, I can help, you know, keep it from growing, and, you know, find different organizations that I can help contribute money to help decrease the amount of plastics in our oceans. So that was my TED Talk, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you.